5, 4, 3, 2.
It's a kinship, it's a friendship, it's a relationship, and all that means is what a brunch bunch ship. It is my favorite day of the week. It is Throwback Thursday, and in order to know where you're going, you must know where you come from. It's your main man, Action Jackson, and you're rocking with the brunch bunch right here on Inspiration 1390. Now, unfortunately, Tamara Fair is not on the air because she is in Brazil. I still didn't learn any Portuguese to speak today, but I'll get it before the end of the week. But filling in as our special guest co-host, I'm going to do this correct.
Okay.
It is none other than Jasmine Minor, a 2-time Emmy and Gracie Award-winning news anchor and race and culture reporter for ABC7, a former Division I tennis player and top graduate of Northwestern's Medill. Did I say that right? Medill graduate program. Jasmine is dedicated to telling powerful stories from marginalized communities. Let's give a warm brunch bunch welcome to Jasmine Minor.
Oh, thank you. What a blessing to be here.
You know what? You know, in radio they say you have a face for radio, meaning it may not be all
behind
that.
Behind
The camera. But you know, you have actually the face for TV.
Oh, thank you.
And that's why you're on it. That is a compliment.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure we were on the same page.
I just want the believers to know you're a very beautiful young lady, and we are so happy to have you joining us. Are you excited to be on the brunch bunch?
I am so excited. And you know what? I was rushing here today, and I got here before you.
Yeah, you know what?
Wait a
minute. I thought I was happy to have you. You can't be telling the folks I'm late. Well, listen, luckily,
I'm very happy to be here.
Luckily, the believers know me after 7 years. I'm a little late all the time.
They know you. It's me. They got to get to know.
But better late than never. Well, you know what? Jasmine and I had the honor and privilege to co-host the 2024 Chicago Defender Men of Excellence. And it was an amazing time. And so when I appreciate when I knew Tamara was going to be out of town, I asked you, would you come guest co-host? And you said, of course. So we're glad to have you.
I had to, right? I had to come support my friend. And we had such a fun time at that night. It was like watching the cover of Essence. All these beautiful Black men showing up on stage, successful, inspirational.
Okay, guess us up then.
I was like, all right, who am I? What am I doing here? But no, it was an incredible night, and I'm so glad to be here today.
Well, I'm excited to have you. I know this is a little different than the newsroom.
It is a little bit different. I got to use my voice a lot more. I can't lean on my expressions as much.
Yes, you definitely got to let them hear those expressions because they can't see us. But you know what? I try to illuminate them. But believers, if you're not already, you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and we are live streaming so you can see behind the scenes. But we're going to talk some news topics. We got hot topics, and then we have our trademark attorney back with us today to talk all things trademarks. And it's her birthday, so I know Jarrell's going to drop a nice birthday song in there for her. But listen, believers, as the owner of Uncle Remus Saucy Fried Chicken always says, call your friends and your frenemies and tell them to tune in to the Brunch Bunch right here on Inspiration 1390.
Hey, it's your name, man. Action Jackson. Spotlight of the week.
All right, let's rock and roll. So, they usually
5910 West Chicago Avenue. If you're looking for a gym, you're looking for classes to work out.
Pritzker Joe Biden.
Check out TNC Fitness Club.
Your stories are always great stories. So what?
Oh, thank you.
Do you have anything that you've reported on recently that you would like to talk about?
You know what? I've done a whole series on Black moms.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
I think we could talk a lot about that.
So I'm going to.
So you want these in a row then?
No, you will need it. So in the raw, you'll be first. So you'll hit an intro, and I'll let you come right in.
Okay.
And you can talk about your mom's story, so you don't need the script.
Oh,
then, right? We just go in, and I'll flow off of you.
Do that, yeah.
And then when it's my segment, I think I'm going to talk about.
Are we going through any of these?
No, those are for when our guests come.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I was sending you the link so you can go live with us. Usually, our team is here to.
You got 2 minutes, man. 2 minutes.
Make sure this is all set up for. but that's okay. I got you.
On vacation.
Brazil,
huh?
Yeah.
Do you know where in Brazil she is?
She was in San Paulo,
Okay.
at first, but then she's going somewhere that we had not heard of. But her father lives in Brazil.
Oh, really? Oh,
yes, yeah. He does a radio show in Brazil, surprisingly. Okay, Jasmine, I am going to text you this link, and I want you to click on it.
You got 1.5, Marcel, in a row.
Hey, believers, it's your main
Do
man.
you know what you want in our locker?
Look no further than Corby Bush Ministries. Tune in.
Because we got a phone holder in the locker.
Where Corby Bush Ministry brings
I'll be right back. I think I could
that will touch your heart and transform your life. Corby Bush Ministries is dedicated to spreading the teachings of love,
2 years.
and empowerment. Give them a call.
You said you're a professional tennis player?
I played tennis in college. For Georgia Tech.
What was your name again?
Jasmine.
Jasmine, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Can you get that link?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm
Oh, perfect.
45, Marcel. You ready?
Yeah, I'm waiting on Jazz to click that link.
I got the happy birthday song. I don't know what to play.
Is it the churchy one?
That's the Stevie Wonder one.
Y'all, we don't got the churchy one in there. Yeah, it's like a choir singing it.
I'll look for it.
Okay, so I click the link.
Go to Wi-Fi. Let me give you access to the Wi-Fi.
You want a song? Or a song?
No, I got it.
Wi-Fi.
Don't take my word for it. Try it for yourself and go to VGBstore.com. That's VGBstore.com. Vanguard Beauty. We don't just cover imperfections, we reveal the beauty
Go back to
in
the
you.
link.
We're in the wrong. It's Tamara Fair on the Brunch Bunch.
Well, of course, I am not Tamara Fair, but filling in for In the Raw is none other than Emmy Award-winning ABC News anchor, Jasmine Minor.
I should come more often.
You should. So, Jasmine, you got a story that you wanted to talk about.
Yes. So I have been doing a series specifically on Black moms in Chicago. And I think what has been so important about this story is I think most people know what Black moms, when it comes to, being pregnant and having kids. And in general, if you don't know, nationwide, we are 3 times more likely to die during pregnancy. In Chicago, we are 6 times more likely than our white counterparts to die a year after giving birth. And so I have covered this probably for, I want to say, like the better part of a year, 9 months. But I really wanted this series to focus on women who are empowering others and themselves and less on the trauma and the tragedy. And so I've covered a couple of stories where women have really sort of created their own villages, including UIC started a 5-year research study they put $10 million towards it. They are helping hundreds of different Black moms in the area, and they give each mom a full prenatal and postpartum team up to a year after giving birth, which is a huge deal because that kind of access to resources, it just doesn't exist for a lot of women in general, but especially Black women. So it's just been a blessing, I think, to really cover stories like that and be able to dig deep and leave, I think, moms feeling empowered and good about themselves. Yeah.
And, I was talking to Commissioner Stanley Moore about the discrepancies, the disinvestment in healthcare in our communities. And sometimes we can't fight for things until we've experienced it, right?
Right.
Some of us will, shout out to you who are, a champion for this cause. But sometimes it's not until it's at our front door that we're like, you know what, let's talk about this. Let's have a conversation. So when we had our first son, is when I realized the disinvestment in health for Black women, right? And so it was, my son, of course, had his health challenges. We were in the hospital. We were asking questions. She almost died giving birth. Most people don't know that. And it was one of the most scariest things I ever went through. Blood was going everywhere. 20 nurses came in, but the head nurse was African-American woman. She turned to me and she said, Dad, don't worry. She's going to be okay.
Wow.
And whatever she did, it snapped something back real quick and everything was okay. But it was because she understood. And sometimes we don't have the people in the room that understand a Black woman. And so they don't do the right things to prevent, because it could have went another way.
Yeah.
And then with the second baby, Valencia found out she had cancer while she was 7 months pregnant. And they asked us to abort the baby. A white doctor said, hey, you should abort the baby at 7 months. And we're like, huh? 7 months? You want us to abort this baby that we've named, that we, feel the kicks? And we said, no, that's not an option. And after about 20 minutes of talking, the white doctor came back and said, so you sure you don't want to abort the baby? And now I just gave my baby a hug and a kiss when I was leaving out. But just imagine being Black and not knowing and just listening to this white doctor. We could have aborted Maddox and he wouldn't be here today. So there's so many layers to the discrepancies in healthcare when it comes to African American women. So I'm glad that you're a champion for that.
Yeah, it's been an incredible process to hear the different types of stories. And I think your family was so blessed with your first child to have that Black nurse there, because I've heard several Black women say, there was that one Black doctor or that one Black nurse who really just stepped in for them, was an advocate for them, and that totally changed the trajectory of their pregnancy and of their birth. And, I think I've heard other women say, I was talking to this one mom, and she went to the hospital, something went wrong. It was not looking good at all for her or for her baby. And fortunately, the Black doctor stepped in and said, hey, we're going to try to figure this out and see what's going on. And she had overheard the Black doctor speaking to one of her white colleagues at the hospital. And the Black doctor said, what do you think we should do? What's next steps should take? And the white doctor literally just motioned across, like the cross side, head, chest, shoulders, and it was just like, we'll just, kind of pray for it. And the Black doctor was like, no, we're not doing that. We're going to call in everyone and we're going to figure it out. Now, fortunately for that mom, right, she had that advocate, but she had said to me, what if I didn't have that? What if she wasn't there? What if her white colleague at the time was in charge of my care? I don't know if I'd have my baby. I don't know if I would still be here. And I think that's a very scary thing to think about. But on top of that, I think, women go through so much when it comes to giving birth and, having babies and getting pregnant, that I think what we don't talk about is sort of the aftermath, right? And I think especially for Black women, we sort of have that extra layer on our shoulders, right? Where it's like, you had the baby, you got through it, you went through all this trauma, but now it's like, you got to refocus here, right?
Which is sad.
That trauma and that mental health has not been dealt with. And I want to shout out, one of the amazing mental health service organizations that I covered, Sister Afia. They put on mother showers, not baby showers, mother shower. And it's all about the mamas. All about the mamas. So they come in, they meditate. It's all about that. And it doesn't matter if you had just had a baby or if you've been a mom for 2 years or 20 years, it's for everyone. And what was amazing to me is to see these moms who have been, they've had kids for decades. And it was the first time in that space that they felt seen.
Wow. I love that. And I'm glad. And it just made me think of a story. So shout out to my good brother, Corey Marshall. He's doing some great work in the city. His wife is a doctor. And they came to church one Sunday and I put a picture up. And one of my followers DM'd me and said, that doctor saved my life. And she said, when I was speaking to my white doctors, telling them about the pain I was having and what I was going through, they just kept giving me medicine, sending me home. She said it wasn't until she came in the room one day and she said she heard me. And I said, what do you mean? She said, they weren't hearing me. She said, she heard me. I ended up having a procedure done and I don't experience the things that she had to have something removed. And so we have to advocate for more African-American doctors.
We do. Yeah. And we need to advocate, I think, for more access for Black people to come into that medical space.
Yes.
That is something that, came up a lot in my stories is, I think one person had told me there are about 400 midwives in Illinois. About 7% of them are of color.
Oh.
So you're talking about the amount of resources that I think Black moms are getting, but also, is there access for Black people to enter into the medical space, whether you're talking about OBGYNs, midwives, doulas, right? Reproductive specialists, infertility. I think that's a big one. I met one woman who, she's a Black reproductive specialist. She is one of 4 that are in the city of Chicago.
Wow.
So I mean, it's not an easy, I think, place to be in, but I do think you have, very smart, very intellectual, very driven, ambitious men and women who see these issues and say, I want to help. So I think we just need to give them more space to be able to do that.
We have to, and we need all hands on deck.
Absolutely. Yeah.
From the medical professionals to our legislators.
Yeah.
And I talked to Senator Lakeisha Collins yesterday. And of course, every room I'm in now, I'm advocating about healthcare, right? Because I've experienced some traumatic experiences with the healthcare system. And she said, when I go into the doctor, she said, I don't tell them who I am or what I do. I want to see how they're treating, because in her district, she has the medical district in her Senate district. And she said, it shouldn't be that we're getting better care because of who we are, how much we make, or who we know. Everyone should be able to receive the same care across the board, no matter if you're on public aid insurance or you got Blue Cross Blue Shield, the best policies in the country, but you should get the same treatment. And so we got to keep praying for you so that you can keep reporting stories like this.
I appreciate that.
Because it's needed.
They're not easy to tell, but I think they're extraordinarily important to tell, to show, to visualize. And I think telling them in the right way, right? A big part of my series and the theme that I wanted to go with was affirmations. And so if you go and watch the series, you'll see in each piece that women are speaking affirmations to themselves or to each other. And I think that was really, really important, because I think a lot of times when we tell Black stories, we often tell them from an angle of trauma. And these women are saying, okay, look, we understand the numbers. We understand the stats. We get it. We've heard it for years, for decades, for generations. Now we said, we're just going to sort of empower ourselves and we're going to create a village on our own. No matter what's going on in the medical system, if they fix it, great. If they don't, fine. But we're becoming doulas. We're creating research studies. We're supplying resources for each other, having mother showers, things like that. And so I think these women are saying, I decided to affirm myself. And I found other women in Chicago that were willing to do the same.
Well, you know what? We're going to keep shouting. We're going to keep praising God. You know what? All you have to do is shout, Hosanna.
Hosanna.
It is Throwback Thursday. And by special request of our guest co-host, we got Kirk Franklin, Hosanna, right here on the Brunch Bunch. All right. Great.
Is this okay? The echo?
Yeah. As long as it's not bothering you. It'll do that.
Okay.
Actually. Yeah. Yeah. It's not too loud.
Okay, I didn't know if you wanted me to mute this.
No, I muted one mic and I tried to. It just always gives us a little feedback.
Okay,
sometimes.
I just want to make sure you're okay.
I saw you were trying to cancel it out over there.
Turn it down a little bit, yeah.
Rashad, have you ever used one of these?
It works the same as that.
I didn't mean to. This was a TikTok buy, but now I'm trying to see, how do I set it up?
You're trying to put your phone on lock.
Yeah, that one. But can it stand up straight?
Yeah, you just have to turn it on.
Okay, you know how to turn it on. All right, shout out to okay, we are on Facebook Live, so they see you. You can speak to them via your camera.
Hello.
Yep.
Hello.
DJ Brandon.
I got the happy birthday song with Clay Evans.
Clay Evans got a birthday song?
Happy birthday, Jesus.
Let me. I don't think that's.
Where do you want to put it?
Where can we? All right, so it's gonna follow me. Uh-oh.
Yeah. It should have a tracker. As long as that's on, it should track it.
Oh, that boy is raw.
What?
Shout out to TikTok.
Send me the link to that.
Okay, yeah, and it wasn't expensive either. I don't even go on TikTok, but you know what? I just happen I just happen to, when I do a CapCut, you know, when you use CapCut to edit your videos, if you share to TikTok, it will take the watermark off. So I always click share to TikTok, but I never share it to TikTok. Yeah, so I just do it so I don't have a watermark on it.
Okay.
And then I accidentally stayed on TikTok, and this popped up. And I was sold.
The TikTok shop will come in clutch sometimes.
Yeah, that TikTok shop. What's... I know, shoot. Bettina. Let me see if it's working. Uh-oh, what happened? It was following me. Do I need to...
Just turn it off now.
Okay, there it is. Let's see. All right. All right. Oh, I think... come on in. Well, hello. Happy birthday, Attorney India Rios. The trap attorney.
That's me. Myself on making me. Hi, nice to meet you, India.
Hey. How you doing? Excuse my seat.
Yeah, India.
Nice, beautiful name.
Thank you. Thank
Ready to
you.
fade out?
Yeah, fade it out.
So, what type of attorney are you?
Trademark.
Trademark.
Business.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me, India, send you the link so you can go live with us. Unless you're going live by yourself.
I'm going live by myself for sure.
Excuse me then. Excuse me.
You want to do our intro? You want to
What's going on?
Hey, it's your girl Money Mika. Life is full of uncertainty, but your family's future does not have to be. With life insurance and investments, you can secure your tomorrow today. If you or anyone you know is uninsured, underinsured, or you just need a free assessment of your life insurance and
Do what in the Caucasity.
so you can be prepared for retirement.
We'll go a little light. I ain't gonna talk about the governor. Even though he was just on a hot mic. Did you see that news story, Jasmine? Just went live. I didn't get to watch it. It came up while I was on the phone. I gotta listen to it.
Get your new Buddy Bear.
They don't know it. The mic's always hot.
Mic is always
for the entire year. No matter where you are.
Don't wear one.
You can go anytime.
Don't even put it on.
Every day if you want. All year long. Buddy Bear.
So
I don't need this?
Nope.
We're not talking about that anymore?
Nope.
I'm a membership. Go to
So what are we talking about?
We're gonna do a What in the Caucasity story. It's a series that I do to talk about crazy white
You can
folks.
ride out with a clean ride tomorrow. That's BuddyBearCarWash.com.
And we won't be too long with it.
It's your girl, Attorney India Rios.
All right, Attorney Rios. What's up, Bree? Wake up, girl. Wake up, girl.
I didn't drive around the house today.
I will guide you through every step.
Good.
Secure
She's
your
been turned
brand
up for her
today.
birthday.
Call 773-455-0711.
Tearing my little pockets down. It's like I got a kid now. It's a whole new world. I don't know.
Hey.
Yeah.
For a limited time.
Look.
Yeah.
She's a great big cousin.
Attorney India Rios
New
to
world.
secure the brand and the bag.
Do you have dry skin, fine lines and wrinkles, or do you just want to get and maintain your youthful glow?
So Facebook, what's up, Deborah Vines? Autumn said we love Kirk Franklin. Deborah Vines said hello, Jasmine. Autumn said hello, Jasmine.
Hello.
Thank you, Bettina, for saying hello to me.
I don't know how to see the comments.
So only on my end, I see him in the man. John Ross, happy birthday. Today he is 35.
Oh, birthday
All right, Brother John Rowe.
Don't take my word for
Sabrina said, amen for advocacy. Tina, thank God I didn't die. This is beyond sad. Yeah, black woman. Hey, listen.
We don't just cover imperfections. We reveal the
But Tina said, welcome, Attorney India.
Thank you. Thank you. From the Brunch Bunch. Now, your home is not just a place.
Turn it down just a smidget, Jarrell.
We gonna do a giveaway today? Do people call me?
They do. I got to get the headphones, but after this segment, I'll get them.
I got them. Well,
you got them?
I can go get mine.
Okay. And you got, well, we don't need them to after wedding the Caucasian.
Somebody calling right now. You expecting calling?
You got somebody calling?
I don't got nobody calling. I want to turn the phone up today.
One minute.
And you got a game, right?
No game.
Oh, man. I was looking forward to it. I like playing the game.
Something different today.
I thought I was going to.
Well, we doing a giveaway.
Okay.
We're doing a giveaway today.
Okay, a good giveaway. It seemed like you smiling hard.
I mean, what anything I give is gonna be.
Oh, we didn't. I don't want that happy birthday, Jesus.
Okay, that's fine.
What else? Ain't nothing else in there.
We can play a little bit of Trademark Heaven if you want to. I got a couple I ain't do last week.
Okay, you want to do it? All right, let's.
What's that?
So Trademark Heaven.
20 seconds
I'll
in.
tell you in a minute.
Okay.
Pure Home and Automation. You've heard the name. Now experience the promise of ultimate safety that they bring to your home. Call Stacy Chauncey at 866-447-3344. Stacy Chauncey, 866-447-3344.
What in the caucasity?
So on today's episode of What in the Caucasity, I haven't done one in a while, and it's not because there haven't been any incidents by crazy white people, but I just haven't had the energy to go there. But I did want to share this one. So a black man is suing a company for only hiring him when he used his white name on the application. So no, they didn't want Dwight Jackson. Instead, they wanted Mr. John Jabrowski.
Jabrowski.
That sounds like a wrestler from my childhood or something. Jabrowski.
That's a white name, Jabrowski.
Yeah, it's giving Jewish, you know.
Okay.
It's definitely.
Okay, it's not black. I'm trying to figure out.
It's definitely not Dwight Jackson.
No, it's not.
So, in another example of how black people struggle navigating the job seeking process, a black Detroit man is suing a luxury hotel for allegedly denying his application, only to hire him for a ridiculous reason. Now, Dwight Jackson, 27, told CNN he applied for several openings at the luxury Shinola Hotel located in downtown Detroit. With the resume stacked with work experiences from multiple hotels, it's safe to assume he had confidence in obtaining another position as a front desk agent. Now, however, Jackson said he received no callbacks even after submitting his resume an additional time. Then he did what some black people joke about in reference to securing a position quicker. Jackson's lawsuit states he tweaked the dates of his previous job experiences and most notable changed his name on his resume to, and I quote, a Caucasian sounding name, John Jabrowski. Just like that, the suit claims he received a call for an interview. And yes, he went in for it. Now, what happened next from CNN? According to attorney Jonathan Marco, Jackson attended the job interview and confronted the interviewer at the Shinola Hotel. He revealed his real identity and expressed his belief that he was not given an interview initially because his name appeared more traditionally African American. And I quote, shortly after Jackson underwent the interview process, he was informed that he was no longer a viable candidate for the position, the lawsuit states. Now, look, we got an attorney in here, too, so she is laughing. Marco said, employment discrimination is not unusual. He added, as a civil rights attorney, we've seen a lot of discrimination in hiring, especially when it comes to the exclusion of minorities and individuals who have minority-sounding names. Jackson's case is different, he said, because he applied twice for similar positions with nearly the exact same resume, and it yielded different results when he used the alias. Now, Jackson alleges the denial of his resume was based on, and I quote, the racial appearance of his real name, and was a clear violation of the Michigan Elliott Larson Civil Rights Act. He also claims he suffered stress, humiliation, and economic damages. Now, the hotel's operating partner responded to claims in an email to CNN, and I quote, "We take this allegation very seriously and do not tolerate discrimination of any kind. We're committed to fostering an inclusive workplace where everyone has the opportunity to succeed and are dedicated to building a diverse workforce that reflects the community," end quote. Now, we all joke. I don't know about you, but as a Black man, I have heard this joke over and over how even before I had kids, I would say, I'm going to make sure my kids have names that will get them a job, Harry, Dick, Sally, some, Bob. Because Jackson, of course, none of our last names are Black names because we got them from, slave masters over 400 years ago. But if you got a Bob Jackson, it's different from a Marcel Jackson. So I would joke. I never heard anybody actually doing it. So I applaud this 27-year-old for changing the name. But are we still living in a world where people are racially discriminating at jobs? I know that sounds like a crazy question.
Yes. Yeah. You know what's really interesting about this story is from totally the opposite angle. We covered, literally the exact opposite angle. We covered a story maybe about a week ago. Northwestern Law is being sued by a group for they instituted a mandate to hire more women and people of color. The suit claims it's a violation of federal law that prohibits discriminating against applicants on the basis of race and sex. So essentially, they have hired, the lawsuit is claiming they've hired unreliable or people who are Black women of color who are not qualified for the job and therefore being discriminatory towards white people. I think that is so, I was so interested because it's interesting how I think people can make that argument, that try to make that argument when you're like, wait, you've hired too many people of color and that's the problem?
Well, we're living in a time where, of course, the white people are suing and, for discrimination and affirmative action is taken down. We got to vote and pay attention because our rights are being rescinded, right? And they're saying, well, you're hiring too many people of color when we have not been hired. That's why we had to fight and have these type of things.
Right.
So with John Jabrowski, where do I know this name from? Like
John Jabrowski. I would be very interested in actually pulling the diversity report for this hotel. So if from a journalist perspective, this is what I'm looking at, right? So if you're telling me your statement says you're fighting for diversity, this is not discrimination, all those kinds of things, I want to know what your staff looks like right now.
Yep.
Right. I want to know the percentage of people of color in there. I want to know what type of positions that they hold. Right? How many people of color are in a position of management? Even breaking down of salary.
Jasmine going into that investigative report there.
Because I feel like that's a statement made by a lot of companies where they say, look, we've got plenty of diversity. What are you talking about? We've gone out of our way to make sure this is a balanced environment.
Well, you know what? This just made me think of something funny. I have some whom I love, some white family and friends. So they know that I do the wasn't called Cassidy. But one time we were on vacation and we were in Ocean City, New Jersey, where they have this family has a beach house. The sister has a beach house next door. The grandma got a beach house down the street. And I'm like, oh my God, Jim, are there any Black people here? And he was like, of course. He said, no, he said, Mary. And I'm like, oh, who's Mary? He's like, our maid. I'm like, oh. I said, lock the doors, baby. Lock the doors. This ain't gonna be get out. But it's like, oh yeah, we do have Black people, but the one Black is
and he didn't think twice about that. He said it with so much glee.
Yeah, and you know what? He didn't mean
Mary.
And he was like, he didn't make it any hard, but that goes to say when these jobs say, yeah, we have diverse employees.
Yeah.
But then it's like, the only Black person we got is the janitor. Nobody in the management position. So, attorney, before we close out this session, do you think my brother Dwight Jackson has a case, and is he gonna get paid?
So I definitely think that Dwight has a case. He probably would end up like settling this out. I would say that I wish that he had spoken to an attorney before he went all the way through with his plot, because as counsel, I would have advised him to get hired. Right? A lot of times it's not so much about, getting through the door is what gets you in the position, right? So I would have advised him to go through the entire process and come out on the other side of it hired, not to confront about, I've applied X number of times or whatever, because that just would have further solidified like, it's the same exact resume. Now this person has come in here, you've gotten past race in your face, but you couldn't get past it on paper. So I would have advised him to move forward with getting hired for sure. Another thing too, I would say is this is very common. There's like a study I remember reading when I was at Ohio State, the Ohio State. When I was there, I mean, that's their trademark. And I'm all about maintaining the validity of the mark. You know what I mean? So that's the official name. I'm not.
Okay.
I am being pompous. But
I know, but it's okay.
Yeah, but at Ohio State, I remember taking this course. And in the class, one of the things that we talked about was the study. And in the study, it was, is Tyrone less employable than Timmy or Tim? And this study surveyed like 50,000 resumes and job applications all across the United States of America, made like black and white counterparts, paired people who had almost identical
work history,
backgrounds and work history. And it showed that Timmy is going to get the job. Timmy is for sure going to get the job.
That's sad.
And we see that often. And in a lot of spaces too, especially I would feel like in my profession, amongst my colleagues who are looking to work in the industry, you see it all of the times. I have friends who tell me like, I'm like way more qualified than her. My GPA was higher. I graduated with these honors, XYZ. I don't know how she got that job. You know what I mean? Over me. Her name. TC.
My question for you is from the hotel's perspective, do they now have more of a case because they can say, well, he lied on his resume, right? Like from their case, maybe it is they're coming from a discriminatory point, but can they say, well, we thought he wasn't viable because he very clearly lied on his resume, and that do you know what I'm saying? Do they have more of a case? So I kind of agree with you to have to go through counsel, I think, first,
when you setting that up,
getting that right, instead of like, because then does it appear that, and I'm talking legal perspective, right?
Well, hopefully he wins in the court of moral opinion, right? That's and they settle.
They're gonna settle.
Yeah, they're gonna,
because at the end of the day, the optics. It's really just about the optics. I feel like he's doing a great job. Wouldn't clock Cassidy. Hopefully he gets somebody donkey of the day somewhere. Get viral a little bit with it, and the pressure is building, because that's where.
That's it. Well, you know what? We gotta let people know. First of all, tips if you're having a baby, be very careful. Aquanisha, Bonquisha.
I would say go non-binary and non-race. Like, I'm gonna name my child something. You're not gonna know if she male, female, what race is.
Wait a minute.
So unknown.
Jarrell side-eye me. He got some. Oh, you agree? Wow.
I got names on deck.
Well, look, before we go into that, because that's a whole nother segment right there. Because I got a lot to say. But I'm going to spread the word that, you know what, people, no matter how racist you are, we coming for you. And we shining the light on it. It's not 1927, but we don't have media at our fingertips to shine the light on the bad things that you are doing. But you know what? We're going to keep this throwback show going. It's Albertina Walker Spread the Word right here on the Brunch Bunch. You about to make me do. We finna talk 30 minutes about this non-binary.
Yeah, people ain't gonna know. They ain't gonna know anything about him. On paper, he's just gonna look accomplished.
So what kind of name is non-binary?
Hunter, Parker, London, Paris. I know boys named Paris. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about place name things.
What? Jesse?
Kennedy.
Is Jesse
Kennedy.
a white? Black girl?
Madison.
Jesse seemed boy to me.
You don't know what Madison is.
I say it like this, bro. If you go to a party full of white people,
Right.
and they remember your name,
I'm just saying, I'm going with names
that 3 or 4 times, and they don't remember you, you in trouble.
Well, that's interesting. No, that's an interesting conversation. Because I don't want a non-binary kid name.
And it's going to change his life, too. Naming your kid John versus naming your kid Jarrell is going to change his friends. It's going to change the way the teachers
I personally think it breaks my heart that you have to think about that.
Yeah, that is sad.
You know, I think that India over here.
The tribe attorney, listen.
She's like,
Tina said my great aunt name is Jessie. I guess there are some women Jessie.
Yeah.
Jessie May, you know, but
okay.
I
like the name Jessie though.
I kind of cool.
I like that.
I know a woman, Frankie.
Yeah, I know some.
Frankie Robinson. Oh, was it boy or girl? Oh, Dylan.
I like Dylan. Ryan. I think.
But see, when do we get past that though? That's why we got to create what Trump said: black jobs. But you know, and not a black job, but we have to create industries and be able to employ our people, because it should be however you want to wear your hair, whatever your name is. It should be based on your experience, what you bring into the table.
And I agree 1,000%. That's why we keeping it black at the 7-Eleven Law Group.
Yeah.
Staff and all, but
all right, we consider this.
we don't all exist.
All right, let's bring us in. Yeah, we running low. Great conversation, though.
It's gonna be the intro first.
Yep. Jesus Christ is coming back.
It's time for Trademark Talk with attorney India Rios, right here on the Brunch Bunch.
Well, of course, she is back. And before we get into the show, I want to wish attorney India a very happy 21st birthday.
Thank you so much. I'm just so excited to be able to start drinking today.
Oh, my God. You know what? Praise the Lord. Jarrell, the deacon, said, listen, you ain't got to let the members know. But we're so glad to have you with us today on your birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Any plans today?
No, I'm flying by the seat of my pants.
Okay.
Just going with the
flow.
Yeah, the day gonna take me somewhere awesome.
Oh, listen, trust me. I know.
Right.
If you don't follow attorney India Rios, please follow her on her social media, and you'll get an inside look at the great things she is doing. And trust me, before the night is over, it's gonna be an adventure on her stories, I'm sure. But
I'm shooting a movie.
attorney India, let's hop right in. Tell the believers who you are, what you do, and of course, for those that don't know you, why trademarks are so important.
Well, I am the principal attorney of the 7-Eleven Law Group. At the 7-Eleven Law Group, we help entrepreneurs and creatives secure a strong legal foundation for their business by providing trademark protection, business development, business organization, mergers, acquisition help, anything that you can really think of in a business space, licensure. But our primary purpose is to help everybody secure their brand so they can secure their bag. Because if you don't have your trademark registered, you do not own your business. You do not own your brand.
And you said something before, the Ohio State, and that's their trademark.
They won that. And it was a long battle for them to get the D, to take ownership of that. But they won. It's actually a really big trademark TTAB litigation case that went on for that. So they spent a lot of money for the D.
And they got it. They got it. And, now.
Yeah. But we all been saying it. So it really, I feel like it had belonged to us all along.
Right? Is there another Ohio State, though?
So there's Ohio University.
There's Ohio University. There's
like
Miami, Ohio, right? They're kind of.
Yeah,
But she didn't want to talk about that.
Right.
No, people just like to try to pretend. Actually, I do want to talk about it. I think this is a great time for a PSA. Because, as somebody that's from Ohio, right, who lives here, I sometimes bump into people who are from Ohio, and they will say things to me like, I'm a Buckeye. Right. And then we'll have more conversation, especially in law school. So people say, I'm a Buckeye. And then we'll have more conversation. And I'll realize that, in fact, they are not a Buckeye. They are just an Ohioan. Right. Because a Buckeye is a person who graduated from the Ohio State University. Right.
Okay.
An Ohioan is not such a person. Yeah. So stop saying that. I want you guys to stop saying that, actually.
I guess titles are important.
I mean, it reminds me of, I grew up in the burbs. And so it took me a long time to be accepted by Chicagoans. It really did.
As a Chicagoan.
It still does. I live here now.
They ask you what high school you went to.
I know. I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even want to talk about it. I'm like, just don't ask me.
Well, we and Chicagoans do that because when I moved down to Peoria and I'll meet people and they're like, I'm from Chicago. I'm like, oh, what side of town? They're like, Evanston. And I'm like, well, you're not from Chicago, bro. You from Evanston. Chicago is Chicago.
But you can at least see the skyline from Evanston. Does that count for something?
If you're not voting for the next mayor of Chicago, you do not live in Chicago. But so, India, it's your birthday, and the Bible teaches us, give and it shall be given back to you. Pressed down, shaken together, and men will begin to give into your bosoms, right? It's your birthday, and you said you want to give something away today.
Yes.
All right.
I do. I want to give 2 things away, right? Because we get callers. I got caller number 7 and caller number 11. I'm gonna be able to win some things, right? I think we're gonna make caller number 7 less lucky than caller number 11. So caller number 7.
Okay.
Is going to get a free consultation.
All right. Okay.
And that'll include like a trademark search and workup for any brand that you have that you're interested in registering. And then caller number 11, I'm going to give you a free standard trademark registration package.
Wow.
Oh, that's $1,000 value.
Yeah, I was going to say, those are expensive.
Yeah.
$1,000 value for the trademark standard package. The only thing that you'll be required for paying for is the actual filing fee, which is determined upon how many classes you want to register. So that's something I wouldn't know.
Start blowing those phone lines up. That's 855-999-1390, 855-999-1390. The 7th caller and the 11th caller will win. So the 7th caller is going to get a consultation, which is valuable because you can learn if your business name or brand is trademarkable. Is that a word?
Yes, trademarkable.
I like it.
Trademarkable.
Maybe you can help them out with that too. Because if you're going to spend the money on the trademark, you want to make sure that it's actually a marketable name, business. It goes with the overall theme of what story you're trying to tell. And I think a lot of business actually don't think about that part. As a journalist, I think about the storyline all the time, right? When I'm interviewing a business, I want to know the storyline. I don't know what it means when you walk in, the aesthetic, the name of it, like it all plays a role. And so I think before you spend that money, before you make that call, like really think about it. Put some thought.
The phone lines are blowing up.
Knowing what you can and can't take ownership of, because just because I can register something, that doesn't mean that you're going to be able to take ownership of the story the way that you want to. Just because I can get you the trademark doesn't mean I can give you the domain.
Yeah, that's huge too,
right?
Yeah.
So a lot of times
you got to check all that. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I was with Fawn Weaver, the CEO of Uncle Nearest, and I don't know if I talked about this with you last time. I don't think so. She said before she starts anything or any business now, she wants to own everything. So the first thing she's doing is looking up trademarks. She's buying domain name. She said because she wants everything associated with whatever brand she is starting. And when she founded Uncle Nearest, before she even knew she was going to be making bourbon, she just knew she wanted to tell the Uncle Nearest story. So she bought the whole brand. She trademarked the name, got the website. Smart woman, because you spend more money trying to fight to save it and keep it than to just do it up front.
Exactly. You got to protect it before you launch it. That's the way big businesses are doing all of their trademarks. They're not dropping the product and then coming behind that and registering the product. They're registering the product before they drop it, because who doesn't? I always say, why would you build a house on property you don't own? You're not going to build a house on property you don't own. I don't care how nice the house is. That's not your land. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So the best thing that you could do for yourself is to make sure that you can take ownership of all of the low-level IP, the domain name and all the rest of that stuff, and that you could take ownership of the actual trademark on a state and federal level.
Well, this is great combo, but these phone lines are blowing up, and
we already have.
I just saw the 7th caller come through. Caller, what is your name? Caller?
Am I? Is it me?
Number 7.
You number 7. Lucky number 7.
My name is Lita.
Lita.
Yes, I want to call when you said it. It's the first time I'm in.
Wow.
And I want to trademark a business for making a special pastry that my dad used to make.
Wow.
His name, and I want to know, should I start by trademarking it?
Well, wait, leader. Look, you won the free consultation. You ain't got it. It's not right now, but she gonna take time. She gonna take time. Leader.
Can you give us a call right now at 773-455-0711. Again, that's 773-455-0711. Just let my assistant Mita know that you were lucky caller number 7 and you want a free consultation. She'll take it from there.
773-4. Give me the number one more time.
455-0711. 773-455-0711.
Yes, Miss Leader, stay on the line. We'll make sure you get that information. The phone lines are still blowing up. The producer put his hand up. We have lucky caller number 11.
Okay. All right.
Okay, hello, caller. What's your name? Hello, caller. What's your name?
Mary.
Miss Mary. Guess what?
You're a winner.
Winner, chicken dinner. Woo!
$1,000 chicken dinner.
Oh my God!
Miss Mary, you just won a trademark package. So listen, wow, one valued at $1,000. Miss Mary, who just made you a winner?
What?
Who just made you a winner, Miss Mary? I know you're so excited.
I don't know.
The brunch bus. There you go. I thought we were going to have to rescind it.
I thought we were going to take it back.
What is going on? Oh my God.
Yes, Miss Mary, stay on the line. We're going to get you that contact information so you can get your trademark package. You just won. Listen. Hold the line, Miss Mary. Hold the line. All right. Listen, India. Thank you for blessing. Yeah, congratulations.
Looking forward to working with you, Miss Mary.
So we got Leader won a consultation, and Miss Mary won a free trademark package.
Wow. Yes. That's impressive.
That is very good.
Thank you, India.
Being very generous.
What about calling number 12? Marcel on the line. He won a free. No, but you know.
Like, give me the hookup.
Right, where the hookup at?
Everybody needs today. Y'all should have called.
I know, right?
I showed up.
You were here, but
it was my presence.
Right, we were busy entertaining you. You know, we couldn't call too, but you know what? Thank you, India, for being a blessing to the believers. And I can't wait to hear these success stories, especially, I think Ms. Lita says she's creating a product that her father used to make.
Yeah.
And
that's what I'm talking about, stories.
Yes.
That's important. It's so important. Yeah.
Well, listen, Attorney India Rios, how can people connect with you to get the consultation or start their trademark process?
Just give me a call. That's the best way to connect with me. 773-455-0711. Again, the number is 773-455-0711. Both of my assistants, Mita and Bree, are happy to take your call right now.
And listen, if you didn't know, the company is named in honor of her birthday, 7-Eleven.
7-Eleven.
All right. Well, Attorney India Rios, thank you again for joining us on the Brunch Bunch. We can't wait to have you back with us in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
And you're going to have some games for us. You know, I really enjoyed the game, you know.
I told you we could have played a little bit today, but we don't have enough time.
Yeah, we'll get
Next time we're going to play 2 games.
All right. And we'll have more prizes. Now, it may not be these great birthday prizes, but we'll have some more prizes for you, believers. Thank you, Jasmine Minor, Emmy Award winning ABC 7 News anchor. Thank you for joining me as my guest co-host today. You were amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Now you're gonna come back.
Radio this
I
month,
know.
so I have to come back.
You gotta come back.
And
you gotta come back. Even though I enjoyed you as a guest co-host, I want to bring you back as a guest so we can hear your story.
I really appreciate that.
All right, believers. You know what? In the spirit of the songwriter, the one and only Glorilla, At the end of the day, the day gotta end. And unfortunately, we are out of time, but we're never out of content on this Throwback Thursday. I encourage you in the spirit of the late, great Reverend Dr. Clay Evans, no matter what you're going through, no matter how bad the day may seem, go home, get in your bed tonight and pull the covers over your shoulders and go to sleep because angels are watching over you. Believers, we love you. Baby Eminem, we love you. Up next, AC Green. After that, Pastor DeAndre Patterson with the Afternoon Drive. We get it done all night long right here on Inspiration 1390. What a show.
What a show.
Woo, 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 woo. So, believers, let's give it up for Jasmine Minor. Woo, 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 woo.
Thanks for joining me, guys.
And, of course, let's blow the comments up, even though everybody already doing it. Happy birthday to Attorney India Rios.
Oh, if they want to see any of my Black Mom stories, I have them up on my Instagram.
Okay,
yes.
How do they follow you on Instagram?
Jasmine N for Nicole Minor, just at Jasmine N Minor, and you've got my stories. You can watch them, and please support, please share. I really want to get the word out on Black moms, Black womanhood, and just the inspirational things that all these women are doing across Chicago. So,
wow! And make sure you're tuning in to the only news source that I tune into, and that's ABC 7.
ABC 7, y'all.
All right, believers. Tomorrow is Friday.
Friday.
Oh Lord, it's Friday. Listen, tonight the weather's nice. Join me at Pier 31 Restaurant. Party on the beach. So India, if you're busy, it's house music night. And don't believe all that the news is showing. Pier 31 is a safe space, and nothing has happened in 13 years at the pier. Now, we can't control what happens around or down the street, but the pier is a safe space to be. And my family and I will be out there partying with a purpose tonight to keep supporting this Black business. So come out if you're free. I will see you all tomorrow. We got a great guest. I don't know who it is, but whoever's coming on the Brunch Bunch is great. See you all tomorrow. Love you. Love you.